Welcome back, folks. Futures gapped down overnight on the end of peace talks in the Middle East, signaling the market was potentially ready to cool off.
But it was only a ruse. By the close, bulls had completely taken over, not only reversing the damage, but pushing the indexes into higher premium territory, leaving traders staring once again at the very real possibility that this market wants another shot at all-time highs. We're going to break down what we're seeing in the charts, but just remember that none of this is buying or selling advice. We're just calling what we see happening in the charts as things develop. So our mission today is to figure out what this bizarre tug of war actually means for you.
Yeah, it is a completely fascinating standoff, really. I mean, just look at the sheer resilience of the price action today. The SPY index is now, less than 2% away from its all-time highs?
Wow, yeah, that close.
Exactly, and the QQQ is hovering roughly 3% away, and the DIA, it actually dropped below its 50-day moving average early on.
Right, it's looking pretty shaky there for a minute. Plus, we're seeing these, classic negative correlations play out.
Meaning as stocks went up, the traditional safety nets went down.
Exactly. The dollar and crude oil sold off pretty hard. And bond yields did what traders call a gap and crap, closing even lower than Friday.
Okay, wait, let's unpack gap and crap really quick so we aren't just, throwing jargon at people. That essentially means yields spiked up initially on the weekend. Panic, right?
Right.
But then, as cooler heads prevailed, all that buying pressure just vanished. And they fell right back down.
Yeah, that is exactly it. The fear just evaporated. And honestly, the degree of technical compression we are seeing across individual names is historic. The volatility on these individual charts is contracting aggressively, and it's setting up these binary explosive inflection points.
RIVN is the prime example. So ticker RIVN, it's currently breaking out of a tightly wound symmetrical triangle to the upside.
Yeah.
And the fundamental data point that makes this so volatile is the short float, sitting at over 15%. A high beta EV stock with a massive short interest breaking out of technical compression, I mean, that is a powder keg.
Yeah.
If this breakout sustains, those short sellers are going to face margin calls.
They'll be forced to buy back the stock just to cover their positions.
Which just weaponizes the upward momentum even more. The immediate question is whether it builds on this momentum tomorrow or fakes out and falls back into the consolidation zone. And we're seeing this setup everywhere right now. CrowdStrike Holdings, CRWD, NASDAQ Inc., NDAQ, S&P Global, SPGI, Airbnb, ABNB, even Bristol-Myers Squibb Company, BMY, and Walmart, WFT.
And, identifying these patterns isn't just about drawing random lines on a chart. When you map out proper institutional trend lines, meaning you're tracking exactly where the big money, the banks, and hedge funds are positioning, you stack the odds heavily in your favor.
Right, because you want to be on their side of the trade.
Exactly. So to wrap this up, we are standing at this really bizarre intersection. Shaky macro headlines on one side and incredibly compressed technicals on the other.
It's quite the standoff.
It is. It leaves you wondering if tomorrow's PPI inflation data will be the spark that finally ignites those compressed stocks, or if it'll be the catalyst for a sharp twist downward.
Yeah, and here's a final thought for you to chew on. If tomorrow's inflation data comes in hot, but these tightly wound stocks still break upward, we really have to ask ourselves if the market has entirely stopped caring about inflation altogether. Have a great rest of the day, folks, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary.